Hello, Laura Durbin here on the Scalable Solutions team for Year Up. And the purpose of this video is to introduce the go forward decision rubric so that you have a solid understanding of the purpose of this tool, where it fits within the larger market development process, as well as some of the details around the tool. To start, I want to show where the rubric fits within the overall market development process. The rubric really comes into play during market diligence, and ultimately, along with the market study, is one of the main two products of the market diligence phase. And it really does, the rubric really is the basis for this go forward decision in terms of whether Europe should enter or not enter a new market, or expand or not expand in an existing market, and if so, how. So now that we kind of understand where that rubric fits within the larger market development process, I'm going to take a look at the actual rubric itself. The purpose of this rubric, again, is to assess a market against specific performance areas and specific criteria within those performance areas to support the team in making a data-informed market-specific decision around whether it makes sense for Europe to enter or not enter, or expand or not expand in that market. To start, I'm going to do just a quick overview of everything that's within this document, and then we'll look at some specific sections more closely. In this document, you see the first page is going to have kind of an introduction to the tool itself. It names the 4 different performance areas that this rubric covers. So opportunity talent, jobs and employers, education and training landscape, and the market climate. It also names the primary data sources that will be used to assess against each of the criteria included within this rubric. And those primary data sources are Europe's market study, desk research, and local engagement efforts. It also explains the performance levels against which each of these criteria will be rated. There are 3 different performance levels that each criteria will be rated towards, and they have to do with the opportunity for Europe impact in that market. So a 1 is the least opportunity for Europe impact, 2, moderate opportunity for Europe impact based on that criteria, and 3 is the most opportunity for Europe impact. And we'll look specifically at a performance area within this video in a second. The second page of the rubric defines some key terms so that we are all using common definitions of those terms. And then it also lists off essential questions for each of those performance areas that the rubric is intended to answer and help inform whether or not, again, Europe should enter or not enter a new market, or expand or not expand in an existing market. Then starting on page 3, we have the actual rubric itself. So each performance area has its own page. The page 3 is for opportunity talent. Page 4 is jobs and employers. Page 5 is the education and training landscape. And page 6 is market climate. Again, we'll take a deeper look at one of these performance areas in a moment. And then finally, the last page of the rubric document is the summary report, where the team enters in a summary of the information based on the rubric, so the scores, as well as pulling out market notable assets and gaps, their recommendation, the resulting opportunities for Europe based off of those assets and gaps and recommendation, and then also identifying key challenges and risks. So that's the overview of what's included within this document. Now I want to take a moment and look specifically at one performance area, and we're going to look at the opportunity talent performance area. As mentioned previously, there are 3 different performance levels that each of these criteria can be rated against. Again, 1 is the least opportunity for Europe impact, 2 is moderate opportunity for Europe impact, and 3 is the most opportunity for Europe impact. For the opportunity talent performance area in particular, we have 5 different criteria that we are rating against: opportunity talent size, opportunity talent poverty level, opportunity talent unemployment rate, opportunity talent geographic distribution, and year of value add for opportunity talent. For each of those criteria, you'll notice the source of where the team will be able to gather that information, most likely. And I also want to note that some of the criteria, like these first few for opportunity talent, can be pulled directly from the market study. Some of them are going to require additional insights and assessment from the team itself. For each of those criteria, the rubric has laid out what each of these performance levels would look like. And so the team will need to identify which of those 3 performance areas applies to each of the criteria for their market, and then ultimately arrive at the score for that performance area. And then, of course, come up with the total score overall for the market based on all 4 performance areas. This was just a quick overview of the rubric itself. Many more resources can be found to help support with identifying the different ratings as well as the different sources for the data. And I hope this was helpful. Thanks.